Hillel ben Shachar. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12, we find a very strange phrase. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? The name Lucifer became associated with this verse through the Latin Vulgate translation of the Bible, which used the word Lucifer to translate the Hebrew Hillel. The term is associated with Venus, the bright star that rises in the morning, which was revered and deified to the ancient Babylonians. I am not a linguistic scholar, and this is not a Bible study, so bear with me. I just want to show you some really cool things in these texts. The Hebrew ultimately comes from the same three-letter root as Hillel, being He, Lamed, Lamed, translated as to shine. This is exactly where we get the word hallelujah from. Praise the God Yah, Hillel, Halal. This passage is part of a prophecy against the king of Babylon, where the king's pride and downfall are depicted through symbolic language. This shares a very similar motif in Ezekiel 28, which both depict a creature's fall from paradise. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Ezekiel specifically says that this being was in Eden. Note, the connection with this being and Satan is not made in the Old Testament, although that connection is made in the New Testament. So I see why the authors of the New Testament made that connection with Satan and this being in the Garden of Eden, but in Jewish thought and tradition, that connection wasn't made. However, the connection between this being that Ezekiel's talking about and the one that Isaiah is talking about, where they're comparing the actions of this being to modern day kings, the king of Babylon and the king of Tyre, with the being in the Garden of Eden. You are anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. You are on the holy mount of God, Mount Eden, Mount Zion, Mount Zaphon. I drove you from disgrace from the mountain of God. I threw you to the earth. I cast you to the ground. How have you fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn? You have been cast down to the earth. So God told the serpent, you will crawl on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. He also told Adam, you shall return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and dust you shall return. It was common knowledge in the ancient world that particular gods or deities ruled over certain areas or cities, meaning some cities had a patron deity. Ancient people often viewed their patron deities of cities as protectors and guardians of their communities. These deities were believed to have a direct influence on the city's prosperity, safety, and overall well-being. They would offer prayers, sacrifices, and rituals to appease and seek favor from these deities, believing that their support would ensure the city's success in various aspects like agriculture, trade, and defense. The relationship between the people and their patron deities was deeply intertwined with the cultural and social fabric of society, shaping religious practices, festivals, and even aspects of governance. What I'm saying is, everything you thought you knew about Lucifer as a concept, as a fallen angel, is completely false. Ancient civilizations connected their understanding of the cosmos with their religious beliefs. The prophet Isaiah is talking about Venus, the heavenly prince of Babylon. In a historical and cultural context, the use of metaphorical language in references to celestial bodies was common in ancient literature. Many ancient cultures, including the Babylonians, often connected rulers and events with celestial phenomena. This practice was known as astral theology or celestial omens. In a nutshell, the prophet is saying this: God told me to tell Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, that his pride is going to be his downfall. The tyrant giant kings of the past will rise from their thrones in Sheol to greet you. That's where you're going. All the kings living now, contemporaries, are going to look at you like, how are you on our level now? You used to be the vanquisher of nations. But he's also saying that star that represents you also wanted to ascend above the stars of God, sit on the throne, be the head of the divine council. That pride is where it all went wrong. You are a bright and beautiful star, but do not forget your place. It's not about a fallen angel or a created being trying to contend with its creator. It's about the rulers of ancient Babylon. Their success and their power is the source of their pride. But what Isaiah is saying is that's nothing in comparison with the God of Israel, Yahweh. And that praised morning star that you like so much has been cast down as well. Like a month or two ago, I put out a video called Enter the Dragon, and I used this verse here from Isaiah talking about cherubim and seraphim and kind of connecting them with the dragon lore. It was wrong. I took the passage completely out of its context, and I think it's important to put out factual information. I just wanted to correct that. I have one more passage to go through, and this one is going to blow your mind. It'll really change how you process some of these ancient texts. But right now, I wanted to take the time to say thank you. Everybody that took the time to watch this video, liked, comment. I got some sage advice from you guys in the comments. I want to say thanks. Please, again, hit the like button, hit the sub button. That would really help me out. Ezekiel chapter 28 is divided into two sections, each addressing different aspects related to the city and the ruler of Tyre. Verses 1 through 10 is a message directed at the ruler of Tyre. He is criticized for his arrogance as he claims to be a god and boasts of his wisdom and wealth. The message warns of impending judgment for his pride and wickedness, predicting that foreign invaders will come against Tyre. Verses 11 through 19 employs symbolic language to address a figure often interpreted as Lucifer or Satan. He is referred to as the king of Tyre, but the descriptions used go beyond human attributes, hinting at a celestial being. The passage describes his beauty, wisdom, and splendor, but also suggests that his pride led to his downfall. So now we know that our current concept of Lucifer or Satan wasn't in the minds of the Israelites at the time Isaiah was written. Ezekiel is another important passage in the anthology, I would say, of Lucifer in his current form. I've been going back through and reading some non-Christian commentary on some of these old passages. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but the New Testament is a different theology. there was nations coming together, different minds and ideas, and it built from there. But as far as some of these older passages from the Old Testament, I really wanted to know what was in the hearts and the minds of the people it was meant for, the people that was meant to be reading this. Now, before you go, I did promise something mind-blowing. I don't know about mind-blowing, but here it is. The Rashi's Commentary. It's like a collection and a catalog of the Midrash and the Peshat commentaries. Ezekiel 28. You were in the Garden of Eden. Every precious stone was your covering. All of these stones, the ruby, all that, was also associated with the throne of God. You were a great covering cherub. But look here what the commentators say, i.e., you roll over a large dominion. Pretty much the entire Mediterranean area. And when you go look up to where it's talking about you were in the garden of God, you walked among the stones of fire, our rabbis interpreted this as referring to Adam. That changes everything. Adam, mankind, no matter how you want to see it. Adam and Eve was created in the Garden of Eden. They were cast out because they partook of the forbidden fruit, wanting to be like God, the Elohim. Also, the planet Venus, Lucifer, only rises so high from the horizon. It also was the embodiment of the patron deity to the ancient Babylonians. Makes sense. This is how sometimes these ideas will get crossed. That was part 1, Lucifer. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. Satan will go through his appearance in Job on through into the New Testament. It might not be the next video, but keep your eyes peeled for it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Hit me with some knowledge. And hey, I'll catch y'all in the next one.